I am late for this one. This is the J2NF, and it is my current favorite paddle. I picked it up about a month ago, and I finally spent enough time with it to make a real review. Before we dive in, a few disclaimers. I bought this paddle with my own money. Honolulu Pickleball Company has no part to play in this video. You may have noticed that a lot of my reviews are Honolulu Pickleball Company paddle videos, but that's just because I'm a genuine fan of their work. They keep putting out high quality paddles at a much more reasonable price than a lot of other companies out there. That said, I can only really review paddles I can afford to buy or borrow. No sponsorships, and full disclosure, I don't really have a job right now, so I apologize for not making as many videos as I've kind of been on that grind instead. And gotta get more funds to buy more paddles. So yeah, this review is gonna be based on, like my other videos, what I can get my hands on. So let's talk about the construction of the J2NF. It is a full foam core. The core is actually two interlocking pieces, kind of like gears or like a puzzle piece. And the face is a CFC layup. There's also a Kevlar and titanium option available. So I don't usually go too deep into specs, but if you want those, there are a lot of really great reviewers out there who do x-rays and all that. But I'm just going to focus on my experience with playability. So what do I like about this paddle? It offers amazing control and power. While it's not the most powerful paddle I've used, and that's given that my J2 Ti Plus kind of launches like a cannon, it is the most consistent. My Ti Plus will launch the ball like a cannon if you hit the sweet spot, but this has a much more consistent power throughout more of the face. And this is without sacrificing control. The power delivery is also very even and predictable. And I haven't had as many of those launches that kind of confuse you like what Gen 3 paddles do. And the paddle rewards good mechanics. If you put power into it, it'll accentuate that power rather than doing all the work. And I found that many more of my shots stay in because of the balance of control and power. Let's not forget that it has some really good spin. My resets and drops are getting a lot more accurate, and also the pop for hand battles is really strong. I think stronger than I've had with other paddles. So far with durability, I haven't had any issues. I also haven't heard any issues, so I think it's a pretty durable paddle. I think most foam cores, with the exception of maybe like a few rare outliers, will tend to be more durable than paddles of the previous generations. I think one of the biggest surprises I had when using this paddle was the first time I used it. There was no real learning curve. I feel like it was very easy to use the moment I picked it up. I understood what it was going to do. It understood what I wanted to do. And it was just really controllable. It was easy to trust the paddle. For downsides, I kind of had to nitpick just because I personally did not have, I don't know if I had any downsides, but I know for a lot of like two-handed players, they've had complaints about the handle being short. I don't use a two-hand backhand, so again, it's not a huge problem for me. And also my hands are kind of small. You can see I'm doing it pretty comfortably, but yeah, that is something to consider if that bothers you. It also is a very stiff surface, so if you don't like that and you want something more plush, that might be something to consider as well. Personally, I like the feel. It has a really nice sound to it. I'm sorry I didn't include it here. I didn't really get much play recordings, but really nice sound and really nice feel off the face for me. So the nice fix Honolulu has already put forward is different surfaces if you want that. And also they're releasing a long handle version of this paddle. So you can go take a look at that if that's your thing. But honestly, I really like the NF model, just the normal carbon fiber NF model. So my recommendation, if you like a firm feel and you're comfortable generating your own power with some assistance from the paddle, I would still say it's a power paddle, but I highly recommend this. If you want like slightly more dwell and slightly more power, I would maybe recommend the FC Plus, which is the other foam offering they have. The Kevlar, the Kevlar and titanium ones, I don't know if I would personally recommend. It's just kind of like your preference at that point. If you like the feel of Kevlar, I mean, the foam core, they're all generally going to play around the same. It's just more a feel at that point. And the NFT, the titanium version of this paddle, it's going to be the most soft and the most plush. It's going to have the least power, but again, really, it's all preference at that point. Also, Honolulu is releasing the J3NF and the J7NF soon, which are the, I think standard is the term, the standard shape, a little more wide, maybe, and square at the top, and also the elongated shape. So if that's your preference, keep an eye out for those. The J3 will probably be the most stable of the bunch, and the J7 will likely be the most powerful, at least in terms of driving power. But honestly, with the carbon fiber surface, I don't think you can go wrong. So between the J3, J2, and J7NF, I think they're all going to be pretty good. And you could probably just pick the one that fits your preference the most. But a huge disclaimer, this is the only one of the NF paddles that I've actually used. So I cannot strictly vouch for the other paddles. This is just based on what I've heard, what I've seen, and just testimonies from other people. If you guys really want a comparison with one of the other paddles, I guess leave a comment and I might bite the bullet. HPC and Jam, I mean, if you guys want to send some demos or something, you know, it's appreciated, but either way, keep up the good work. I love what you guys are doing every year. Well, the past 2 years, you guys have been releasing some really cool stuff, being very innovative, and it's awesome. It's really paying off. So how much of a dent is this going to make on your wallet? So all of Honolulu's Gen 4 paddles are going to be $195. You could also use code WONG2 or the link below to save 10%. It'll make the paddle $175.50. Not only does it save you some money, but it helps me out as well. For the performance and build, I think this is one of the best value paddles you can get out there, especially for foam. Like, the only thing that could maybe beat value is like V-Core, but we're waiting on that right now, so we can't really say much yet. As a closing statement, usually when I get a paddle, I use it for like a week or two, and I'm like, oh, maybe there's another paddle that could help my performance. You always want to chase the next new thing, even after I used Honolulu's Gen 3 paddles. But with the J2NF, I can genuinely see myself sticking to this one. I'm honestly kind of scared to even try like the other variations of this paddle because I like this one so much. With that said, I really appreciate you guys hanging out, watching the video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Stay squared.